Hello traders, hello you rich spirits, it's me Krasimir Panayotov and we are back in the YouTube channel creating these Forex videos for all of you guys and for me as well, creating this beautiful energy around us. Let's get this money guys, let's analyze the market for the next week. We have beautiful forex pairs, we have the gold, the Bitcoin, the USA indexes. It's all in our hands. Let's use it. Now the first thing which I'm about to do in this video guys is I will analyze the EURUSD and this beautiful magical pair which everybody loves to trade. Now let's delete my last markups and see what we have here. A couple of resistances about the price and a correction. We had a massive drop after the last week's news reports and a slow correction to the upside this week. Now if we measure the Fibonacci level from the last impulse to the downside, we have the 38.2% Fibonacci level reached. So you can see that all these wicks here create sort of a resistance around this price, and what we can see the next week is a pullback to the previous low, so we can make the double bottom pattern, or we can have a slow recovery to this previous resistance. But let's go to the 4-hour and see what we have there. Now guys, what you can see is a head and shoulders pattern which actually played very well. Now let's see the neckline right here. This is your neckline on this pattern, and the move to the upside should be nearly as big as is the size of the head. Now not every time the price will reach the full 100%. So the price in this case didn't reach this level but closed in about 70% of the whole pattern target profit. Okay, so here were the next news exactly here, and they moved the price already to the downside, so we could comfortably take profit around this area, close some profits, wait for the news and see if we can get some more pips to the upside, or we will see correction. Unfortunately we saw a correction and I didn't take a very good profit, but I took like 30% of the profit which I have planned. Now here I found very interesting entry. Let me show you again. This is your neckline. We had the breakout and then the price slowly pulled back to the neckline level, and when I woke up the price was exactly at this point, and this happens in 60% of the times when we have this breakout here. So I managed to enter a very cheap price and managed to catch some pips to the upside, probably until this rejection right here, and I took just maybe 1/3 of the profits. Never mind, here we have the 1-hour engulfing candle. That was a nice signal. Then we had a retest and again push to the upside, which was the most cool thing in this pair. Then as you can see, we have something like a flag pattern here. Let me show you this. Here you have the two resistances and then the breakout here. Now we have something like a retest 2 times here, but anyways the price is rejecting, so I believe the price will continue dropping a little lower, at least to this support area right here. So let's see what will happen the next week. This is the Euro USD, and probably same thing we will see on the other pairs, the other USD pairs. So let's check them out quickly right now. This is the GBPUSD. As you can see, the same drop we have right here. Now if you can see, I have tried to enter a bullish trade. Now I don't trade this platform, but I have tried to buy this pair here, set a stop loss below these previous lows and waited for a breakout, because this was a nice consolidation box and this could give me a pretty nice profit if we broke up bullish. But now I'm about to tell you guys that the Great Britain pound will face a lot of problems because of the economical changes in Great Britain. So they will need because of the Brexit, they created some difficulties for their economy. They have lack of workers, lack of foreign country workers. They have problem with deliveries. They have maybe not enough food. We'll see what will go here, but I believe after breaking this bullish trend, we will see the next week a reversal and a nice new bearish trend for this market. In the same times, the dollar have a potential for new growth. So let's observe this and let's see what is happening. Now, the first thing here is that we broke the daily bullish trend line, and this is important. Then we had a pullback, retest of the trend line. You see, this is your trend line. It has been tested, but it didn't even got reached. It was reached the previous resistance zone. As you can see, this is a daily resistance zone. There we saw this pin bar candle, which is a rejection candle, rejection of the price going higher. And on the next day, we had the bearish news, which pushed the price really to this low over here. Then the price closed at this area. Now, on Friday, we had another bearish candle, which confirms my trade. Here, I went selling the pair because we had a rejection at the resistance level. I have set stop loss above the resistance. So if the resistance got tested, I do not get wiped out. So then is my target. The target can be or this low or these previous resistances, or I can hold like a super big boss to the next support areas, which are much lower. Now, there is one important area right here. This is a weekly support area, which is important to show you. As you can see, a lot of highs here. And this one as well, the last daily support or weekly support area around 1.35. As you can see. What we have next, as you can see, super bearish engulfing candle, massive candle after the news. This will probably show us the direction of the future trend. As you can see, the monthly candle will probably close that bearish, which is another pattern called the dark cloud. So in this pattern, guys, you need to have a candle closing below the 50% of the previous bullish candle. And this is the exact thing, because we are below the 50% of the green candle. So this is your dark cloud, and for confirmation we need a second bearish candle below this close right here. That's it, guys. Now let's go to the 4-hour and see what we have here. Okay, the bearish move and these undecisive candles. Now probably we can see some pullback to the resistance, and from there we can align with this trend line right here and continue strongly to the downside. This is my personal review for this pair. If we break this resistance, then we have the W pattern, and we will probably see a continuation or to these previous lows or to these previous highs over here, and this is also possible scenario. Of course, there can be a pullback to the support level, and from there again push to the upside. Let's check some other pairs, guys, because we have a beautiful pairs here. We have the beautiful New Zealand US dollar chart, and as you can see here, we have a massive bullish trend which also got broken. Now we have the double top pattern and a possible continuation to the downside. Now, what is the target for a double top pattern? Now, this is not the best WM or double top pattern, but let's try to get it. Let's imagine if here is our neckline and the target as high as is the height of the double top. So we can expect a drop until this support area, and that's a beautiful plan for trading. On the weekly chart we have a strong pullback. Let's see the daily, but we have signs for exhaustion here. All these wicks are telling you a resistance. So from here, if we respect this resistance area, which is already broken, but sometimes the price can really quickly reverse, we can see a push to the downside and create a new lower low. If that happens, we already have a trend and we can do the trading until these lower support areas. Let's see the 4-hour chart. Okay, here we have a rejection, massive bearish engulfing, but is not at the best place. It would be much better if we could see this around this resistance area. Now we broke above and we are retesting the support. The resistance became support after the breakout, so we can see a push to the upside. But let's observe this chart, guys. If we start breaking this support area, then probably we can look for long-term entries, something like this. I would be interested in something like this. In other case, here we have a New Zealand CAD. Now in this pair, guys, what you can see is a massive trend to the downside, right? First we had the bullish trend until this area right here, and then we started correcting. So now if this is just a correcting of all this bullish move, then we can have another bullish move, or to this resistance or to this upper resistance. But the thing here is that we need to break this level of resistance, this trend line right here, and as you can see we already are trying to do that. As you can see, this support area holds the price very well. It didn't break, it didn't go lower, so we can see actually a nice breakout here. Or if we respect this trend line here, we can see a push to some of the lower support zones, which is also great opportunity, because you can see that here you can catch pips until these previous highs here, or even lower to this support area, and that's a huge pips. Let's say if you press some stop loss here, you enter after breakout here, you can catch or pips to these lows here, or you can set a smaller stop loss somewhere here and get the half of the game until these lows. Never mind, guys, I just wanted to show you this chart. I also was looking for the New Zealand CHF, but okay, this is the daily chart. Guys, you can see my Facebook profile on the cover picture of the YouTube channel if you want to contact me. So in my Facebook profile, I shared a trading opportunity after this beautiful flag pattern. Now, what is my trade saying? My trade is saying that if we break out this flag pattern, we can reach a profit target nearly as big as is the size of the height of the flag pattern itself. So this is your first profit target around these highs over here. And this is a good thing. Another analyzers give a take profit target nearly as big as is the handle of the flag pattern. So we can try to get even more pips catching this beautiful target over here. If the channel is respected, here you have the bearish channel, we can again have a pullback probably to this support area or even to the bottom of the channel. So this is also a possible reaction of the market. So I closed half of my profits and I will wait for initial potential breakout. And that's a nice opportunity for the future weeks. Now let's check something else, guys, and this will be the USDCAD. I know it's a little bit boring, but after the strong news 1 or 2 weeks ago, we had this massive push to the upside. This is the USDCAD, the daily chart, and we are breaking out of a very long-term downtrend. You see, this trend has started after the pandemic and it's still going on, so we are still at the bottom of this trend. Now we have the breakout here, and then if you can see, we had a retest or a correction to a significant level of support. Why we have a purple support here? Well, let's analyze. Let's go to the weekly and see the past. Oh yeah, here we have the two lows. So we have a support area. And if you can see, when we draw the Fibonacci extension, you can draw it like this or like this. The Fibonacci have reached the 50% area. So that correction was a pretty cool thing. And if now the dollar start getting more strength, we can see another push to the upside to these previous highs, or even creating a new high, which will be already proof of a new trend forming. So check this chart, guys. This is one of the most attractive charts for me right now. And if we see a new higher high, we will have already a new trend forming. Let's say something like this, some beautiful trending channel, and then we can trade it on every pullback. We can buy and add to our positions. Now this is what I mean by future plans, guys. You have to plan your trade and then execute your plan. Follow your rules, follow your strategies. Let's go now and check out also gold. Here, after the big news which pushed the USD higher, we have the gold going lower. So we had this massive breakdown to this previous support area, and we have this consolidation around here, which creates another flag pattern. So if this flag pattern gets broken here, we can expect a push to the downside, probably to this support area around these consolidations and these lows here. And this is my target on my open trade. Now I started selling this pair ever since I have shown another small pattern here breaking and so on. But we also have the chance of failure for this continuational pattern and to observe a pullback to this previous high, which is also a level of resistance. We have another one interesting area here, and these can be potential targets for the bulls. Let's check out also the other charts. Here is one thing interesting on this chart, but I forgot about it. So let's move to the next one. Oh yes, I'll remind you why I started selling this pair, because when this candle closed, all I saw here is four rejections of the price going higher. So the price never broke above this resistance area. So for me, this means only one thing, that the price will continue lower. Technically, here we are doing technical analysis. We're not analyzing so much the news, the economic events, but more what the candles and what the price action says. So the next 2 days, the price continued the rejections with these beautiful wicks, and what I expect is a push to the downside, continuing this bearish trend. Now let's check out, and the last pair, guys, But this is the Bitcoin. Here is very interesting that we also had a short consolidation, which got broken very recently. If you can see now, the price is still below the consolidation. We had a pullback retesting, but then massive red rejection, rejecting the price going higher. Now today we have another pullback to the resistance. These two lines are resistance for the price, and if this break fails, then probably we will see another drawdown of this price. And I will tell you one interesting thing. I'll be interested to buy the Bitcoins only around this previous level of support and resistance, the exact 17-18 thousandths, all this area, because here we had this previous ultimate height, here we had this consolidation, and this would be a very interesting price for the buyers. So I'm just waiting on this chart. I don't really trade the cryptos, but I know that some of you are big fans, big bosses, so let's get straight into it. Of course, if we break out here and we continue to this resistance, and if we break it, we have a chance for a nice recovery of the Bitcoin, getting back to all these previous lows over here, and that would be a good thing. Very soon, only after 1-2 years, I'll be very interested in trading these coins, in these currencies, because they are getting more and more similar to other trading instruments or financial instruments. So let's get to EURGBP and analyze the consolidation that happened for the last month or so, and how the price is starting slowly breaking up. So the euro have a chance for recovery of the price. The next resistance is here, and the futuristic resistance is about 0.888 or something like this, or 887. So I see the potential here, the euro to rise against the GBP because of the economical factors that are influencing the price. And we have the EURJPY. Now we had a massive push to the downside and a recovery the last week. So if this bullish trend continues, now I will show you two trends. One is this weekly trend, which if got respected, as it seems, we can have another new height, probably to this resistance area, and that would be beautiful trade. Also, we have to have in mind that here we broke interesting bullish trend. You can see the trend with your eyes, and maybe we can see a new bearish trend if we create a lower low. This would be already a breakout of the weekly trending channel or trend line, and we can start slowly selling the pair to the downside. So this is just interesting pair that I wanted to share with you. Okay guys, this is absolutely all for our today's trading analysis. I hope you liked it. I will try to cut some of the bullshit which are in this video. If not, everything's cool, everything is forgivable, so nobody will leave sad after this weekly analysis. I wish you successful trading guys, and if you're new to the channel, somewhere here you will find the button for the subscribe, so you can see the next future videos. Now I wish you success, peace, happiness, joy, and a lot of cash money and in your bank account. So peace, I'm out.